Oh my God, y'all. The way I feel like ready, you know what I'm saying? But not ready at the same time, which is good because y'all know I'm early AF. And so y'all know I ain't got too much to say. I ain't got too much to say. I'm about to let the B build like this. Listen, the show starts at midnight. Let's get it. They trying to say that I don't care. Hey, y'all, when I say I am early, period. But I had to go live. I had to get on here. I had to jump on here with y'all before I get sleepy, right? And then sleep through my start time. Well, I really don't have a start time, so it's weird. But I wanted to start at midnight. It just is what it is tonight. Okay, I needed to start at midnight. It is what it is, but y'all know my show is anywhere from 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. Okay, period. So let's get that out the way. Okay? Yeah, no, Miss President Girl. Okay? I'm not doing no schedules, right? That was the whole point of becoming an entrepreneur. If I wanted to do a schedule, right? I could be somewhere on a job. Yeah, like the daddy was saying on Friday, you know. It just is what it is. Oh, yeah. But I'm not. I said, I'm just not. At least not right now. I said, at least just not right now. So shout out to that. Because like if the perfect, let me tell you something. I said, if the perfect job come through, pew, I said, um, I said, okay. The job gonna say, I'm set up. It gonna say, I'm set up. Period. I'm telling y'all right now. I'm just telling y'all right now, okay? Yeah, no. Truth is, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur with a job. So shout out to that. But like, no. I'm doing my thing. Okay, so shout out to that. Yeah. The show starts at midnight. So make sure you get comfortable and hit the like button. But yeah, I'm gonna need you to get real comfortable because that's an hour away. Uh, uh, uh. But still, okay. I'm doing my thing. So shout out to that. Oh yeah, it is what it is. I'm I'm early, but I'm ready to get started. Because y'all know what? Let me tell you something. I like going live around this time. Let me tell you how I like going. I like to go live around this time because then I have my whole day. So somebody jump in my comments and type whole. Yeah, whole, not half. I have my whole day, okay, ahead. Period. You know what I'm saying? To do what I want. Ooh, and I like that. Oh. Truth is, Miss Press Curl, like I get so much more done. Does that make sense? Yeah, it's like I can jump in my creative bag for real, okay? So shout out to that. But what was I finna tell y'all? Scoot up, hit the like button, okay? Period. I'm gonna need y'all to hit the like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hit the like. Period. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. No, I don't. Truth is, I don't care. You could be here for 1 second. You could be here for 1 hour. Whatever it is, just hit the like. Okay? So shout out to that. Um, Now what else is going on? Yeah, it's your girl Shayra Day. And I'm in the building. And I love it. Okay? So shout out to that. I love it. I love it. I love it. 20s on the table, 100s on the floor. Now let me go close this door before I wake my kids up. Yeah, my kids. Remember? Oh my God, remember the same kids that ran me off live earlier? I said, oh, I said, oh, y'all done woke up. So I was like, bye, y'all. It just is what it is. Like, y'all know it's hard to juggle live and juggle kids too. Okay, it just is what it is. My kids ain't that little, but they ain't that big just yet. So, shout out to that. Like, I was like, I gotta go. I had to dip, y'all. It just is what it is. But let me tell y'all. Remember, I was vlogging with y'all earlier? Yeah, I said I was just vlogging with y'all earlier. Hold on. Hold on. Anyway, so when I was vlogging with y'all earlier, child, shout out to that. And shout out to everybody who came through and checked out my vlog. Remember I told y'all I was about to make what was I making? A sushi bowl. It hit. Oh, it hit. Oh, y'all, I'm talking about harder than a linebacker. Oh, my goodness. Oh, it hit harder than Clarissa. It hit harder than Clarissa. It did. So shout out to that. And shout out to Clarissa too, though. Who did her thing. I said, go on, Clarissa. I said, go on, Clarissa. But we get into all of that. We're gonna have to get into all of that after midnight. Yeah, so scoot up. It's your girl Shay Renee. I'm in the building. I'll be back. Okay, so remember when I was telling y'all earlier that I was gonna make my little sushi ball? Oh my god, the sushi ball, y'all. It was so good. Like, it was a hit. Period. Everybody in the house loved it down. Okay, so except for one of my kids, just one of my kids. And he even liked it. He liked it. He just didn't clear his bowl, you know? Oh my God. Hold on, y'all, I'm coming. But y'all early. So y'all gotta know that. Y'all early. Yeah. I said, yeah. Truth is, y'all just gotta know y'all a little early over here. The show don't start till midnight, so shout out to that. But I'm just keeping y'all company, like y'all keeping me company. So, listen to this. So I had a little bit of the imitation crab left over. Child, the way I done hook this up, now I see why y'all be playing around with the imitation crab. No, I see what y'all doing. This is what it is. It tastes all right with some lemon and all the other little stuff, the little butter, herbs, um, you know, just like you gonna put on your real crab. It's kind of good. So shout out to that God. Please, please be good to me in the morning. Let my body be good to me. Because I have a heartburn. Oh, yeah, no. Thank you, Jesus. I didn't find it out today as well. I'll be like, oh, my body can't handle all of that. I mean, when I was younger, I used to hear old people say that. Baby, I didn't know what that meant. Shout out to now, so shout out to that. Oh, that was good. That was a good little snack. Shout out, that was a good little snack. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to freeze my stuff. Sometimes when it's so good, you got to freeze it. You did. I like to do that anyway. Uh, uh, Child, I hope I'm not making too much noise, okay? Um, yeah, I don't want to do that. I said I just don't want to do that, child. Hey, yo. Mm. So tell me why I was supposed to go to the store today. Oh, I got lazy. I didn't want to go. I did not want to go, but I needed to go get me some oil. Yes, y'all. I wanted to go get me some oil, um, so I can do a treatment. Okay, I want to do my hair. Yeah, I want to do my hair. It's first girl, but I guess I'll do it later on today because I did not go to the store. Child, it just is what it is. I didn't make it home. I did not make it home up out of the bed. Child, I was too busy trying to see what was going, what was going to happen with this Clarissa Shields fight. And exactly what I thought was going to happen happened. So congratulations to Shields. Y'all, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. It's almost time for y'all to scoot up and come talk to me. Hold on, though. I said, hold on, though. Child, listen, it's no secret. Y'all know your girl. I've been, saying it ever since this year then started. I've been putting in some work. It just is what it is. Shout out to that. But let me tell you something. I was talking to one of my uh I was talking to one of my business partners um over the weekend, and like I said, this person girl got a lot going on. Mm, Clock it. So shout out to her and shout out to that. I was like, oh, okay. Maybe I can be busier, but nah, I'm just playing. But you know what it done and what it made me realize is like that's what I want. That's yeah, God. Shout out to that. Please, more of that. More of that. A little bit more of that. A little bit more of other things. But like, yeah, I'm like, that's what I'm doing. If I'm not talking to my chat or family, I want to be talking business. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. So shout out to that. Hopefully, more, more of that, okay? I love it. Love it down. But yeah, what an amazing time that was, and great conversations. Um, but yeah, Poopa Sauce, I tell y'all all the time, being an entrepreneur is not easy, okay? But, it can be done. Like, lots of people done did it, before. Lots of people gonna do it after. So shout out to that. Um, oh yes. Let's talk about it. And shout out to all the entrepreneurs out there in the world, okay? Um, yeah, keep doing your thing. God bless you all. Um, I don't know why my chain keep acting weird, but it wants to. Yeah, I want to get on my nerves today. Keep getting caught up. It's really not getting caught up on nothing. But anyway, child, yes, like if it ain't about the money, don't be blowing me up when I ain't getting up. When it ain't about the money, you still be ringing my alarm. When it ain't about the money, hey. For real. You can miss me with it, turn it. Hey. Oh, God. I'm not gonna lie though. I've been going really, really hard. I have, y'all. Truth is. Um, just I've been going really hard at being consistent. Does that make sense? I have. Really hard at being consistent. And then, to even take it a step further and give another pat on the back. I've been adding things, adding little things to my plate. As I feel like I can handle them here and there, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to that. And it's not always easy. It's not, you know what I'm saying? I cuss, I fuss, you know, to, get a little teary-eyed. And, I pray. Most importantly, I pray. I'm hoping that the prayer you know, can eventually, you know what I'm saying? Um, freeze out all that other stuff, you know. It just is what it is. But like, so far so good, y'all. Period. So far so good. I wanted to put some work in this weekend, but like I just rest. You know, just something about my body was like, nah, I didn't. I did it. I didn't. I didn't. I didn't. So anyway, shout out to that. No. Let's talk about it. Um, you know, not even just on the entrepreneur stuff. Sometimes in life we can just push ourselves too far. You know, too far, too hard, too fast. Um, all of the above. And you know, you guys know, like one thing about me, I'm all about finding balance. You know, it just is what it is. Um, I just, you know, it's important. It's just one of those things that is really important to me. And high on my priority list, you know what I'm saying? It's just to be able to balance what I got going on, you know? Um, because although I don't have no schedule, shout out to that, I don't really put myself per se on a schedule. Now my family's different. They have a schedule. They got a schedule that I gotta work around, obviously. But I'm not, you know, my stuff isn't necessarily on a schedule. And even though it's not, it's still like structured, if you will. Like I don't do things just willy nilly. Shit. I do just listen. I cannot live like that. So shout out to that. I can, but it's not. I'm not gonna be my best self. You know what I'm saying? That's not gonna be the best thing for me. I like to. Um, I like to plan. You know, if that makes sense. I'm a planner. I like to know what's going on instead of getting my Ronald Isley on. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to know what the hell is going on. You know, if that makes sense. I'm a planner. I like to be way more organized. Period. Schedule or no schedule. Shit. So shout out to that. I absolutely love balance. Um, so like yeah, I've just been doing my thing as far as um that goes, you know, trying to keep things um flowing. So shout out to that. I'm gonna do my hair later on today. When I have some time. I really needed it to I really needed to do it. Um, you know, Sunday. I needed to do it while it was still the weekend, child. Speaking of which, I wonder what time the store closed. Child, I wonder what time the store closed out here, cause it's looking like I got about 20 minutes to still run up in the store, and I love that for me, child, cause to be able to do my stuff, just The way I need to just put some clothes on and go, y'all. Oh. Truth is, especially because the show don't start for another 20 minutes, too. So that would be good as heck. I need to be trying to get up out of here. I really do. But it's either I might do it I don't have no choice but to do it in the morning if I don't do it tonight. And child, don't even give me the line. I don't feel like going nowhere. But I really need to. Shit. I sure do. So anyway. Oh my goodness. I want to do my hair. Now, I don't know if I want to do my hair tonight, though. Ugh, but I had myself, I needed to. Put it like that. I just needed to today. Whether I felt like it or not, it was just better. Sunday was better. Monday, I'm not going to have no time for that. Even like, the beauty shop. Even the beauty shop don't even be open on Monday. Child, they ain't open again until Tuesday. You see what I'm saying? They be closed on Sunday too, though, right? They really do. They really do. But some of them be taking Sunday appointments because these new people ain't real stylists anyway. Try these new people ain't real stylists. I don't know what you call these new people. Try these new people is opportunists. These new people is opportunists, yeah. That's what you call them. So yeah. Period. Anyway, the way I need to I'm just letting the time oh Lord, I'm just letting the time catch right on up to me though. That why? Cause like, yeah, I got too much I need to do. I got too much I need to do. Like if I was dressed, you know what I'm saying? We'll be talking. Then we'll be talking. But I'm not. John, I'm not. I ain't, and who finna go do all of that? I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it, baby. So I guess I'm gonna have to go tomorrow. It is what it is, I guess. But again, I got the time. So clock it. Shout out to that. I know I'm thinking about moving around. I ain't lying, cause I needed to. I wish I would have thought about this 20 minutes ago, but it'll be all right. I don't feel like that, y'all. I don't feel like all the rushing and da. So it is what it is. I wish the stores go back to being 24 hours though. What's wrong with them? I don't know why they stopped that. Child, I don't know who that is that then came through tonight in my comments, but like, yeah, no, get the fuck on. Okay, period. You and that BS that you own. You gonna have to go, Mr. Preston Curl. Okay, period. He had to get the fuck on before I, get ghetto. Child, before I get ghetto. And y'all know I moved to the suburbs. Y'all know I moved to the suburbs and I really just don't be able to, of course. Cause somebody out no more. I don't live that kind of life and stuff. Or whatnot. I don't live that kind of life. I don't be having to cuss nobody out. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. But I don't really remember the last time I don't know the last time I got somebody free tickets to Spain. No, like a real good, like a real good. Oh, okay. When you get on the phone, you say, I cuss his ass out. I ain't did that in so long. Thank you, Jesus. Now, I, I say little things from time to time, but now, I ain't had to cuss nobody out in so long, and that's just like that's just like legs sitting crossed Indian style, folded with a guitar. You know, like that just gives Eric Benet barefoot energy. Yeah, that gives peace of mind, peace of frame, piece of business. Child. Baby, that gives, I ain't bothering nobody. Don't come over here bothering me. I ain't lying. And I know the internet, I know most people on the internet like all that hooting and hollering, child. I get it. I do too sometimes. But sometimes I don't. Truth is, sometimes I don't. I just have to tell my bae, right, earlier. The show starts at midnight, so shout out to that. Yeah, in my bae right now. But after midnight, I line to say the show's executive producer, but y'all know, those who know it is what it is. But shout out to him. I told my bae earlier, like, babe, I ain't been watching that like that. I was like, I ain't been watching that like that because it's just something about all that yelling that don't sit well in my spirit. I had to tell him because he was watching something with a whole lot of hooting and hollering. And I don't like that. It's just, I just can't take a whole lot of hooting and hollering. Yeah, truth is, I can't. I don't. And I don't like it. Yeah. You want the truth? I know y'all gotta be able you gotta be able to handle it over here with me. So shout out to that. And I'm like, yeah, I'm real chill. You know what I'm saying? I'm real chill, real laid back. Now y'all know it's a meme that say, now I will sit up. Period, I will. So shout out to that, but I don't like to. And I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? Only thing I like to sit up for is checks. Different type of checks. I sit up when I need to check on things, and I sit up when the checks come in. Period. It just is what it is. If it ain't about the money. I'm just saying, if it ain't about the money. you know. Period. Point blank. Um, so shout out to that. I said just shout out to that. Um, child. Listen, it was a big weekend in boxing. Shout out to all the boxers. I know somebody had a little scare. I hope he's okay. I don't know how that happened. No words. No words. And y'all know I'm hardly ever speechless. I don't have a lot of words for that. But shout out to all the boxers who had to go out and get it. They had to go out and get it this weekend. It was a good weekend. Um, it was a good weekend for the sport. In the sport for the sport, it was chat. Um, I enjoyed it, but y'all know we will be getting a little bit more into that. Period. In a minute. So shout out to that. Um, oh yeah, an official show starts at midnight. So y'all make sure y'all scoot up. Don't forget to scoot up. I am in the building. I don't know what else to freaking tell y'all. It's about to be Monday, my favorite day of the week. Child, let's get it. I'm excited. Sometimes, you know, I don't know. Although I love Mondays, I don't necessarily like all the work that they come with. You know what I'm saying? Now, most Mondays, I don't mind. I don't care. But this Monday in particular, I don't know why. I don't know. I just wish it was another day off. If I'm being real, it's something about this one where I'm a little sluggish, if that makes sense. But child, I'm gonna get up and take care of my business. So shout out to that, and I'm gonna do it like it's supposed to go. I'm trying to think. Um, Child, I'm chilling. I kind of lost my train of thought, but not really. I'm just chilling. Uh, a child letting the bee build. That's what it really what I'm doing. Just sitting here chilling, letting the bee build, y'all. Got a lot on my mind. Truth is, I do. Got a lot on my mind. Um, yeah, it ain't always easy, to be here with you guys when it's like that. The truth is, but I keep pushing through. I keep pushing through. I fight through it because one, I'm a content creator and I enjoy it. Um, and then two, I just feel like it's part of my journey, if that makes sense. I don't want to. Ah, how can I put it? Like I don't want to put this off to work on other things. I'd rather do what? Y'all know what I'm gonna say. I want to find the balance. You know what I'm saying? I want to find the balance to be able to do it all. Honestly, truth is, and that's just that just is what it is. And that's also what being an entrepreneur, is about. Um, at least for some people, right? Not all, but for some people, it's about, you know, kind of like what Rich Dad Poor Dad was talking about. You know, um, for me anyway, for me, it's about businesses that can thrive whether I'm there or not, per se. So, yeah, that's just my vibe. That's my vibe. Period. Um, I don't really want to go into a business that I gotta, stand over every day. Like a, like I'm cooking. You know. Um. So yeah, you know, this will be about the only one for now. I would say for now, because that's subject to change. Because I don't mind. I don't mind being hands on with any of my businesses actually, every single day. I don't mind at all. But for now though, the way I feel about it is, um, I want to be able to do things that nothing has to be on the back burner. Nothing, not a thing. It just is what it is. That's why I'm taking my time, y'all. Shout out to them. I'm taking my time. I'm not in a rush to do anything, actually. And I'll take it a step further. Things are going good. Things are going really, really, really good. So shout out to that. Thank you, Jesus. Um, And yeah, it won't be long, you know. It won't be long before, I don't know, I'm just able to share my entrepreneurship journey a little bit more with y'all. I'm sharing it, but like, nah, I'm gonna be able to share it um in more detail, I would say, soon. And help you all with y'all's, okay? Meanwhile, back at the ranch, because y'all know I'm a helper. It just is what it is. This is my thing. I love helping people. So, it won't be long before we can share our experiences together. Okay. So shout out to that. But you guys are welcome to jump in my comments, jump in my DMs, however it comes, to share your experiences with me. I'm always listening, I always want to know what my pooper stars got going on. So shout out to that. But you know, you know. But as for now, we have this. We got Shay Renee, um, Shay Renee's YouTube channel. Um, I got my blog that I blog on over on Instagram. Shout out to that. It's my comment section on IG, one word. Um, and I got my podcast. So we got the content creating thing. And then on top of that, we got Red Carpet Kennel, you know, and our affiliation with them. And more to come, though. More to come. More to come, y'all. Stay tuned, for real. So shout out to that. And also with the content creating, we got our ebook. Um, that is a self help book for self help. Um, you know, um, self helpers and people that are into that type of thing. We got that. And like, yeah, so much more to come though. So shout out to that. Yes. Yes. There's more to come in 2026. We ain't done. Um, we're not done. We'll be adding to that. Um, we'll be adding to that resume. I can tell you that right now. Um, oh yeah, it is what it is. We getting deep. We're gonna get a little bit more deep into our entrepreneurship role this year. So shout out to that. We might even pull the, you know, um, We might even pull the T word on um some extra businesses this year. So y'all stay tuned. It's a lot going on, a lot, which is it can be overwhelming, you know what I'm saying, at times, but I just do certain things to stay focused and I do certain things to stay grounded. So shout out to that. Um But hey, poop stars, it's your girl Shay Renee, and I want to welcome everybody back to my channel, back to a new show, back to a new episode. Hey, I'm in the building. This is episode 30, by the way, too. I know 30 big ones. That's crazy to me. That is. This is crazy to me. Um, I think it's crazy ultimately, maybe because it means that like I done consistently did these 30 shows, like, without fail. I can't explain it, but it's crazy. And maybe it feels crazy to me too because I don't think I've been here Monday through Friday. Like I don't really I don't know. I don't know. With this, it just all feels like a bunch of mumbo jumbo, if that makes sense. It does. But I try not to get caught up in a lot of stuff when it comes to YouTube and my platform and all of that. Like, it's lots of stuff I try not to get caught up in. Like, lots of stuff. Like, let me just give y'all one example. Um, Comparisons. I don't like to compare myself to anybody. So I don't. I don't at all. I don't have no reason to, you know? I don't even have a reason to. Like, that would be weird. And then I'll take it a step further. I don't ever see, I mean, I used to, but now it's so rare. Like, I mean, I'm serious. I used to all the time, but now it's rare. I don't never, ever, 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 ever see content creators that are like right where I am, if that makes sense. I used to, though. I can't stress that enough. I used to, but I don't know why I don't anymore, if that makes sense. Like, I used to see people that had the same amount of subscribers as me or right around. But usually it'd be like way less, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So for whatever reason, YouTube would like show me people that got like 500 subscribers or 200 subscribers, you know? Or maybe the same as me, like I said. But now I don't no more, if that makes sense. So like basically what I'm getting at is, long story short, I don't necessarily ever like I, I guess another reason why it's easy for me not to compare myself to other creators is I don't see any that are in the same space as me. Does that make sense? So, in other words, all the creators that I see are like well ahead of me, if that makes sense. Like they have 80,000 subscribers, 200,000 subscribers. Um, Shoot, some of them even in the 400Ks, So it's just like, I don't know. I can't explain it, but like, I definitely don't compare myself to nobody. So that's really, really good. Now I can honestly say though, if I seen, like, if it was way more people on my timeline that had the same amount of subscribers as me, I probably would compare myself to them a lot more, if that makes sense. So I guess, that is God's way of telling YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Ugh. My girl ain't interested in all that yin yang, She don't need all of that riffraff or whatever, whatever. Um, but it's lots of stuff. It's not just that, it's lots of stuff. Uh, I just don't have time for it. Like that's another thing too. I tell my audience all the time, listen, sometimes, well, listen, let me just say this. I tell my audience all the time, there's a blueprint. It just is what it is. Like, I don't know who need to hear that, but it is. There's usually a blueprint for any and everything that you want to do. Like, do most people come up with first time stuff? Yes, all the time. But for the most part, there's a blueprint for what you want to do. Because why? Because somebody has already done it before. You know. So I always tell people, but there's nothing wrong with making it your own or putting your own spin on it, twist on it. Like for instance, this is a good example. When I told myself that I wanted to talk about celebrity gossip, you know what I told myself how I would be different from other people. I told myself that I was gonna be a positive. Um, hold on, cause I literally um no, for real. Truth is, like I literally memorized it. I wrote it down and I memorized it. I just don't remember everything I said right now at this time, but I definitely said I wanted to be hold on. I cannot think, y'all. Dang. Damn, and I got it. I should have had a video and everything. That's the type of stuff I should have never erased. But it is what it is. Like I wanted to be a positive voice, to like what was already out there. So you already got the shade room, you already got baller alert, and then some of these other bigger blogs, right? That do what they do. But I want to separate myself from that. And I said, how could I separate myself from that? Well, I could separate myself from that from just, what I'm saying, being more positive with the way I deliver my news. And I have. I have. you know, and it is what it is. Like sometimes you got to just put your own spin on things, and that's what I mean when I say there's a blueprint. People are some things people have done before you, but that doesn't mean that you can't get in it, right, and do your own thing. So, um, yeah, you know. So that's why, even though we talk about some real nasty and negative things sometimes, just the truth is, the media can be downright. It's listen, it's not pretty. The news is it's not most of the time. It's hardly ever pretty. In fact, um, I'm serious when you think about it. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm old school. I like to consider myself old school, and shoot, I come from a time where we would like literally like watch the news in the morning before school and stuff like that. Before school, after school, news was just a big thing. And like the news is usually finna talk about some bad stuff. You know what I'm saying? It might be heavy on might. It might sprinkle in some positivity, but for the most part, you finna hear a whole bunch of saga. It just is what it is. So like, yeah, the way I wanted to do it is, I wanted to be positive no matter what, and I try. I try my best. I try my best. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. So that's why when you see other platforms dragging some of these people, that's why they don't get dragged over here. It just is what it is. That's why. Because I didn't want that for my platform. I didn't want that. So anyway, shout out to that. But like, yeah, as far as YouTube goes, it's just a lot of stuff that I just don't allow myself to get caught up in. You know, lots of stuff. If y'all can't tell. You know what I'm saying? Um, so people might call it boring. I don't care. Call it what you want. You know? I feel like my content will be like, I think they be saying slow and steady. I don't know why that's standing out to me, but like, yeah, because I think there's this saying that says slow and steady wins the race or something like that. I could be wrong, child, but whatever it is, like, I feel like, I'm gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be good. Cause like, it's just, how you feel like when you feel like people are rooting for your downfall or somebody wants you to fail so fucking bad. You just gotta remind a motherfucker that like, listen, this ain't that though. This ain't that. Because one, you're not God. Okay? You're not. You're just a small uh, tadpole. You know what I'm saying? In his big pond, for real. If we being real, like, man, these motherfuckers ain't stopping nothing. You know. So that's that. You know what I'm saying? And then two, meanwhile, back at the ranch, man, we chilling. That's that too. Sometimes you got to, like, it just is what it is. You got to remind a motherfucker. You know, this ain't that. I can't explain it, but I just be feeling like, you know, mm, I don't know. But you know, people be thinking they be stopping something, and that don't be the case, you know, especially for me. You know what I'm saying? That is never, ever, 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 ever gonna be the case for me. You know, um, you probably could slow it down, and that's actually because I don't give a fuck. You know, truth is, because I don't, you know, I care, but I don't care like that, you know. Sometimes you gotta remind a motherfucker how, you know, or not even remind them, just show them, you know, what it is and what it ain't. And I'm gonna tell you like this, man, I'm just like Money Yaya. Mm, for real, truth is, my daddy is paid. I ain't gotta fuck around, for real. I ain't gotta do this shit. Yeah, you know, truth is, I do it because I want to. But I'm blessed and highly favored. I'm spoiled. Don't get it twisted. And, like, you know, sometimes you got to remind people, for the ones, you know, the girls in the back. You know, truth is, because this is fun. Yeah, it can be something else, but, like, listen, this is fun for me, period. So I'm not finna let y'all, I mean, not y'all. I hate when I say that. Because I'm not talking to my pooper stars. But I'm not finna let them, so to speak, take the fun out of it for me. You know, if that makes sense. So, like, you know, if I was thinking about, you know, what everybody else got going on, it wouldn't be that fun no more. You know, if I was trying to do it like this, or like that, like this one, or like that one, wouldn't be that much fun. Uh, you know, if I was, oh my God, I gotta get monetized, I gotta get monetized, I gotta get monetized, chasing monetization. That's not fun. You know, if I'm worried about this like, or how many this, or how many views, and that shit ain't fun to me. You know what I'm saying? It's just not. So, shit, I just had to, you know, I do it the way I choose to do it. You know, so it'll still be fun. So I can still like it. You know, I can't, you know what I'm saying? Because remind you, like, this ain't nothing that I have to do. I do it because I want to. You know what I'm saying? When I'm the type of person, things that I have to do, uh-uh, that don't really go that well for me. If that makes sense, you know what I'm saying? It just don't. Um, I mean, I'm good as long as I got structure. It is what it is. But like, nah, I don't. I cannot function in chaos and like willy nilly. You know what I'm saying? So like, like I'm a planner. My shit gots to be right. If I'ma be involved, it gots to be, right. You know what I'm saying? A certain way. And so like, as an entrepreneur, right? Like somebody that's picking and choosing what they want to do and how they want to do and how they want to spend their day. Man, I'm not finna pick and choose no stress. Shoot, I can tell y'all that right now. I'm not. Shit, this ain't that. You know? This ain't that, child. So I be chilling. I do me. I come on this motherfucker. Listen, I come on this motherfucking app and I like to do me. Not nobody else. You know what I'm saying? Because that's weird. Anyway, if I'm being real, I can't be the next MNFer. Child. Even if I tried, okay? I couldn't. So I might as well, just be myself, right? Shit. And complete that task every day. To my best ability, child. And that's what I be doing. I said that's what the F I be doing. Period. So shout out to that. And like I share these stories with y'all for real. Honestly, for real. Because um like I feel like it could help somebody. You know what I'm saying? Um, for real. Truth is. Because you never know what other people are going through. Somebody could be going through some of the stuff that I was once going through or I'm not going through, and you can help them look at it from a different perspective. Another reason why I like to share these stories with y'all is because I never know who's watching me or who's listening, right? And I just want a motherfucker to clock it. Period. I just want a motherfucker to clock it. You know? Um, because, sometimes people do be thinking that, I don't know. I hate for people to I hate for people to be misinformed, especially about me. So shout out to that. No, no, no. The older I get, the less I care. Okay, if I'm keeping it real, the older I get, the less I care. But for the most part, I hate when people like, you know what I'm saying? Like for instance, if I was to cuss somebody out today and I say, bitch, you better shut up talking to me. It would irritate my soul if you went and told somebody I said, ho, you better shut up talking to me. That would irritate me. Yeah, it would. It absolutely would, Miss Prescott, because you got it wrong. I said, bitch. I didn't say ho. And see, it's just the little things. No, for real, it's just the little things for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, get it right. Get it right. I don't like when people be misinformed. I do not like that. So I don't want you to be misinformed. Don't never think you stopping something for Shay Renee. Please don't. Please don't. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever think you stopping something for Shay Renee. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Because you never know. You getting in the way of that might be exactly what I needed. You see what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Truth is, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? That might have been exactly what I needed. Oh, shit. So I say these motherfuckers ain't stopping me. I mean that. It just is what it is. Child, I'm on a whole journey, not half. I'm on a whole entrepreneurship journey. This shit ain't half. This shit ain't half and half. No, it's the whole enchilada, bitch. Fuck you thought. I don't know what people be thinking. But this ain't that. No, I can tell you right now, this ain't that. No, no. Like Lamont said, this ain't that, y'all. Period. It's not. I can tell you that right now. No. Oh, shit. So shout out to that. Anyway, shout out to that. Shout out to what's to come. Shout out to what's on its way. Shout out to what then went, you know, like 2025, it's gone over with. It's done. 2025 made its exit. Shout out to what then left, you know, what stayed. And what's jumping off, you know, in this new year. Shoot, it's a lot going on. You know, it's a lot going on. So shout out to that. But like, yeah, y'all. Yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. You know, I hate to, but like sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes, I ain't lying. Sometimes you gotta pop it. It just is what it is. And I really don't like doing it that often. But I want y'all to know. If y'all don't know nothing else about me, I want y'all to know this right here. Mark my words, okay? This ain't that with me, okay? This ain't that with me. One thing about me, this is just gonna be half of my entrepreneurship journey, okay? This YouTube shit, this YouTube stuff, my content creating bag, okay? It's just that. It's just part of my journey. Y'all hear me? And that's no tea and no shade to anyone, right? Nah, that's no tea, no shade to nobody. But I'm telling y'all now, like, for me, my stuff will look different. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna look different for me. Why? Why? Because I'm here to put my own spin on it. And I told y'all that any and everything that you want to do in life is a blueprint. It's already a blueprint on it. Just make it yours. You know what I'm saying? Take it, put a spin on it, make it yours. You know? It is what it is. But like, no. This ain't that, you know? I'm telling y'all now, as far as I go, right? Shay Renee goes, my entrepreneurship journey. And again, this ain't no tea, no shade. It's not. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm really not throwing no shade. Well, maybe a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe just a little bit, right? But not to nobody who don't deserve it. So shout out to that. But like, listen, y'all, I'm so much bigger than YouTube. I'm bigger than being a YouTuber, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like my journey is gonna be bigger than that. You know, for real. Mark my words. Kind of like DDG. You know, how DDG kind of like, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know how DDG kind of like got up and, got itself out of the YouTube world, kind of like that. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's still on YouTube, but like YouTube ain't the end all be all for him. I'm like, yeah, I got a little bit more um in the holster than that. So shout out to that. And shout out to all entrepreneurs too while I'm on it, while I'm taking the time to while I'm on this topic, okay? Shout out to that. But like yeah, no, cause like, sometimes, I feel like you gotta remind a motherfucker, like, nah, don't play with me, cause this ain't that, You over here worried about YouTube and I'm at the bank with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Cause it is what it is. Like I said, this just isn't the end all be all. Um, and it ain't gonna be, and it never was. Yeah, okay. So shout out to that. Now, anyway, Boop Stars, welcome, welcome, welcome. It's your girl, Shay Renee, and I want to welcome everybody back to my channel and back to a new show, back to a new episode. This is episode 30, big 30. Man, that big 30, big business, I'm on that. This is Politicking Hour, and I want to welcome y'all back. 30 episodes, that's crazy to me. That's crazy, but we here now. Give me a second. Let me take a quick break. Y'all hit the like button. I'll be right back. Yeah, y'all, I'm back. But yeah, just know that. Just know that. I ain't sitting around waiting on YouTube. Period. Everybody need to know that. Shit, even YouTube need to know that. Baby, we ain't sitting around waiting on y'all to do nothing. Okay? Period. We got other shit going on. And it's gonna always be like that. It is what it is. It's gonna always be like that. But shout out to YouTube. Yeah, I love it. I love it here. Okay. I want to be a YouTube. Mm. Child, yeah. So anyway, it's just about finding balance, y'all. That's what it's been about lately. So shout out to that. But anyway, huge weekend in boxing. Shout out to Clarissa Shields, who good. She did her thing. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Clarissa Shields, who did her thing. But most importantly, let me send a shout out to the boxing world, okay? Because this weekend, y'all got it right. Mm, mm. Truth is, this weekend boxing, damn it, y'all got it right. I said, finally, okay? Like that song back in the day. Finally, it has happened to me right in front of my face, and I just cannot hide it. Baby, I was so excited to see Clarissa Shields and Franchon get it in. Man, let me tell you something. Franchon, girl, you solid. I'm talking about, girl, you're tough. I'm talking about beef jerky tough. Both of them are though. So shout out to that. Man, those two women are tough. Do you hear me? Um, and Clarissa, man, shout out to Clarissa Shields, who she be doing her thing. And honestly, I was listening to her talk tonight, and she was saying that, if she could be 50 years old still boxing, she will. She thinks she will because she just love it that much. Let me tell you something, Clarissa. Watching you has been really fun. Watching you has been a joy, but at the same time, I wouldn't mind seeing Clarissa, retire when she feels like it's time. Because I really just feel like she be taking some hard licks to her head, you know. It just is what it is. And I like seeing these folks enjoy their money, okay? It just is what it is. I take it a step further. I love seeing these people enjoy their money. Shoot. Yeah, no, truth is. Who was out? Oh, I was. Matter of fact, I was having a conversation with my show's executive producer just recently. And I was talking about how Crawford was saying that, he wants to enjoy his money. He was talking about how, Muhammad Ali got really sick. And I couldn't do nothing but respect that. Like, nobody can do nothing but respect that. To me, and I said it. I said, and I want to see these people get in and get out. Because some of them, they talk slow. Like Javante, Tank talks slow. Tank is one of the ones who I feel like could benefit tremendously from retiring anytime soon. Anytime now. Tank should be retiring, if you ask me. And I'm going based off of how he talk. He can hold a conversation, but he talks slow. All boxers don't talk like that. Frank Martin don't talk like that. Shakur don't talk like that to me. Clarissa talks like that. Clarissa speech is slow. Clarissa is one of the ones who I would love to see get her money and go. She been there a long time. It just is what it is. I would love to see her enjoy her money. You know, not in tremendous shape on the outside, but messed up in the inside. Because, she stayed in the sport too long. But listen though, congratulations to Clarissa Shields, who pulled it off. It is what it is. Listen, that was one of Clarissa's toughest fights. And listen, I didn't need her to tell me, but she did. So shout out to that. But I was already looking. I said, that's a tough bitch. Period. I said, that ain't no goddamn Perkins. That ain't no goddamn Danielle. And shout out to Danielle, but girl, you let me down. Yeah. It just is what it is. She did. Danielle let me down. I thought Danielle was gonna do way better than what she did. I thought the girl after Danielle was gonna do way better than what she did. But this is the thing. It ain't Clarissa's fault that these girls ain't doing better than what they doing. And I had to realize that. Because after Clarissa's last fight, I was annoyed. I said, Clarissa, girl, I said, Papoose gonna get her pregnant. Shit. And that's crazy too, cause like Clarissa said she gonna get pregnant, and I think she wanna get married. Well, let me see. I know I can't remember, child. Don't get me started. I don't know. I don't know. I could have sworn she wanted to get married and have babies this year in 2026. Or maybe she said she just gonna have the babies because she know that he married. So maybe she said, I'm gonna skip out on the marriage because I can't, right? And then, I'm just gonna have the kids. I think that's where she at with it, child. But whatever it is, I said, I don't do it. Shit. I said, because at this point, I'm tired of boxing, wasting my money. Shoot, my time and my money. And I ain't gonna lie, I don't buy a lot of fights. Truth is, I don't. But still, shit, I'm contributing to it in one way or another. Yeah, so shout out to that. But like, no. Even if I wasn't, I don't care. Even if I was watching for the free 99 every time. Shit, they still wasting my time. Which is the same as my money. Shit. That's what a lot of people fail to realize. Time is valuable. It is. Shit, it's everything. That's why you think I said Politic and Hour need to be coming on at midnight. It do. It need to be coming on at midnight. off by 2 o'clock. Because that's just a good time for this here. But like, no. Uh yeah, no, the boxing world, they have begun to start wasting my time. Okay, it just is what it is. Putting out these girls in front of Clarissa Shields. They can't do nothing with Clarissa Shields. That shit was getting on my nerves. So finally they got her a worthy opponent. Shit. Finally. And that's why I don't care. I don't care. I don't care, y'all. I tell y'all all the time, like, listen, do your thing. It don't matter. And that's why I tell y'all, like, nah, I'm going to get up here and I'm going to talk my talk. I don't give a fuck about no views, like Drake said. Because all it takes is for one MNFer to hear it and share it. And when you know you talking about something, when you know you really seeing something, get up there and say it. And watch it come back. Shit, like I do. So shout out to that. Nah, listen, I say what need to be said because I know these motherfuckers is listening, period. They don't do nothing but steal it. Which is perfectly fine. Especially when they got a bigger platform, then damn it, it get back to Clarissa. It get back to the people that it need to get back to. So shout out to that. Say it. You got something you need to say? Get it off your chest. Yeah. And so anyway, the boxing world, they was listening. Shit, they finally got Clarissa somebody she could get in there and bang with. And they did. And they did. So shout out to that. And I take it a step further. Because y'all know that's what I do here. I believe if Franchon had, listen, Clarissa said she'll fight Franchon again. Franchon, you need to fight Clarissa again. You do. But let me tell you something. You ain't gonna whoop no Clarissa Shields half-stepping. You ain't gonna whoop no Clarissa Shields with a good punch, with a good combo. Nah, that ain't how you whoop Clarissa Shields' ass. One, you got to outbox her ass. Period. Franchon got to learn to outbox Clarissa. Any of them that think they gonna whoop her ass. One, you got to outbox her. All that slugfest shit, that's out. Don't do that shit. I take it a step further. Franchon, you coming up off of this win, take some of that money and put it into your training. See, a lot of these people, they'll never whoop Clarissa. And it ain't just Clarissa. A lot of these boxers will never be able to whoop a motherfucker with the training that they got. I told y'all that about Danielle Perkins. And I mean that. I see that. It is what it is. That's why I wanted Layla Ali to fight Clarissa. Because one thing I know about Layla Ali, her training is going to be up to par as Shields. Franchon did good. But she could have did better had she had some better training. Mayweather doing bad, she should have called Mayweather ass. Mayweather is allegedly doing bad right now. She should have called his ass. Notice I said Mayweather because she can't get Bomac. She can't get Bomac, probably. That's, Crawford over there. Carissa Shields over there sucking up all that game without them professionals. Franchon needed to be training with some professionals, god damn it. Telling you what I know. And I'll take it a step further. Because that's what I do. Even with better training, Franchon might not be able to whoop Carissa because Carissa is light years ahead of her. But I bet you with some better training, she would have did better. She wouldn't have ran out of gas the way she did. She got tired. Franchon did as good as her training will allow her to do. Some of these people got to understand when your training ain't the best. Some of these people got to understand when their training can be better. Now, if she broke and she couldn't afford better, that's one thing. But anytime that they can afford better, they need to afford better. She should have had her ass in there with Calvin. She should have been side by side with Krishan. Shit. You want the truth? You got to be able to handle it over here with me. So shout out to that. But no. Shit, I know what the hell I'm talking about. It ain't no different than Barrios. I think that's how he say his name. Shout out to him. But he could have did way better against Ryan too with some better training. Ryan Garcia's training is light years ahead of that boy's. Shit. That's why he made him look like that. And hell no, he ain't gonna do Shakur like that. You know why? Because Shakur got some money. Let me tell you something. Boxing is two parts. That shit is two parts. It's one part being good, it's another part having the best training. Having good training. The best training. For the best training, for the best fights, to beat the best, you gotta have the best. If that girl had some better training, that girl would have did way better against Claressa Shields. I'm telling y'all that now. I didn't watch a lot of Claressa Shields fights. Shout out to her and shout out to that. Claressa did not do what she wanted to do, how she wanted to do, how she normally do it when she be boxing. That girl did way better than Claressa's last two opponents. And had she not ran out of gas, used her jab a little more, and learned how to Mayweather get the fuck out the way, she would have did way better. And I'll take it a step further. Had she would have got from up under her that mom and pop's training that she got, that she probably allegedly got, she would have did better too. She should have got, let me tell you something. When the minute she knew Claressa Shields had accepted her fight, you call on you pull out the big stuff for that. That ain't no little old, you know what I'm saying? Claressa Shields ain't no small time girl. You don't train for Claressa Shields like she no small time girl. You gotta train for Claressa Shields like she motherfucker, like she Canelo or somebody. Because she been around too long. That girl got it. Claressa Shields is too. I realized that tonight. That girl is too freaking embedded in that shit. For real. Like, she been around for years. She been doing it since she was so little. That girl is an athlete for real. She's an athlete for real. She's athletic. Not to mention, to me, she kind of like, I can't explain it, but I feel like when you cool with Terrence Crawford, you kind of like getting Bomac training without paying for it. No, I don't think Terrence Crawford tells her or teaches her every single thing that he know or learned, but I think he tells her stuff. That's good. That works out in her favor. Same thing with Shakur. I feel like she be around all these guys, soaking up game. And I feel like any woman, I'm not gonna say you necessarily need that, but that's good. That's good. That's huge. That's a big thing to have on your side. It ain't no difference in Shakur. Shakur be sucking up a lot of game and stuff like that from Crawford, I feel like, too. Like, right before the fight, Crawford was talking to Clarissa. What you think they was talking about? Boxing. That's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't see none of that over there with Franchon. None of that. Like, Franchon needed that. And I take it a step further. See, like, when people be beefing, with people, like they be like I can't explain it, but like this. For instance, Mayweather and Tank. I don't think Mayweather and Tank getting along right now. In fact, I think when it comes to Mayweather, Tank is not one of his favorite people right now. And I think when it comes to Tank, Mayweather is not one of his favorite people right now. I'm not saying that they beefing, but I just feel like they not really fooling with each other like that. They not as close as they used to be. With that being said, Mayweather was like around when Tank was getting ready to fight Lamont. And I ain't talking about Tank. He was around Lamont. You see what I'm saying? So, for instance, Franchon Cruz, I don't think Tank and Clarissa Shields getting along like that. Franchon Cruz needed to be around Tank around this time. Like, she needed to be with Tank. It just is what it is. She needs to go be with Tank. Kind of like how Adrian Bonner did. Remember when Adrian Bonner had a fight? He went and started training with Tank. That's what she needed. That girl needed to train with Tank. She needed to learn some stuff that she didn't know. It just is what it is. And the reason why I say that is because Tank training level is on a whole different level from what she getting. It's better. I know it is. It's better. It's elite. It's A1. Like it's the best of the best. I already said it. Like that's what she need. That's what she's gonna need to pull off a fight against Clarissa Shields. You know what I'm saying? We talk about it all the time. One thing I know, two things for sure. Clarissa is up there. She high up there. So anybody fighting her gotta beat the brakes off of her. That's one. Like they have to do it so it gotta be like Crawford did Canelo. It gotta be like Crawford did Spence. It has to be clear. No way in hell that they could cheat for you, because if they could cheat for you, they're gonna cheat. They're gonna cheat, I feel like. if they can say Shields won it still, they'll say she won it still. And that's just how I feel about boxing. I feel like that's the way it goes. Like it has to be a clear cut victory. And to me, the only way to do that is to just outbox her. You know, it's outboxing her. You know, you gotta be able to take them hard licks that she gonna be giving out, but you also just gotta be able to outbox her. You gotta hit her way more times than she hitting you. You gotta use your jab on her. But most importantly, you gotta have some I mean top. You gotta have some top of the line training because that's what Claressa gets. And it's crazy too because I really didn't realize that until tonight. Because I say this all the time. Claressa Shields is underpaid to me. Point blank, period. When I look at all the guys in the same sport as Claressa, they get paid better than Claressa to me. And I'm talking about guys that's not even as good as her. To me, she's underpaid. With that being said, I always thought Claressa didn't have that much money. But in women's boxing, she do. You know, in women's boxing, she does. It just is what it is. And so even with Claressa not being as paid as she can be, she's still getting the best training. You know, I feel like she's getting the best training that a woman can get. And all of these girls, dang, I can't think of the girl name. It's a girl that they want Shields to fight. I can't think of her name. She'll say she'll fight her though. She also called out Shadeja Green. I'ma say it like this. Whoever she'll say she fighting next, they better go get them some better training. For real. They better go get them some top of the line training. And to me, you know, it's not a lot of people who have that. It's not. It's not a lot of people who have that. You have your Derrick James. You have your Calvin Ford. You have Bomac. You know, you have Mayweather. And yeah, that's all I could really think of right now at the top of my head. Do I think it's more out there? Yes, absolutely. You know, I think, some of these people are really, really good at what they do, you know, but you just got to find some top of the line training. And I mean the tip of the top. Hell, Jay Powell might even be getting better training than what some of these girls is getting, you know. But again, I feel like these are women who don't have much. It just is what it is. Like for instance, Perkins, and I could be wrong, Perkins. So please don't come for me if I'm wrong. But Perkins looked broke. She did. She looked broke. She looks like a woman that might work out daily, but has a 9 to 5. No tea, no shade. But like Ain't no woman like that beating no Clarissa Shields. Not, no, 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 no. You know, no, no, no. That's like somebody that works out every now and then, or is in tip top shape every now and then. You know, like I can't explain it, but like I don't know. It's just something about somebody that work a 9 to 5 and Clarissa Shields that just don't even really sit in the same sentence for me. You know, like she too athletic for that. You know, she's too athletic for that. Like she needs somebody on the same level as her. Somebody just as athletic, you know, that gets to it. Period. That gets to it. Shoot, I wouldn't care if you work at the gym. At least go work at the gym. You know? Shit. But don't think you about to be coaching Little League. You know. And going to culinary school and then going to train for 3 months and then think you finna just whoop Clarissa Shields' ass. I'm just saying it ain't going like that. It ain't gonna go like that. I'm telling you right now, it ain't gonna go like that. So, like, yeah, I'm proud of Clarissa. I'm proud of Franchon, and I'm more than any of them proud of the boxing uh, 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 heads, okay, for putting on this here fight this weekend. It was a good one, and it was needed. It was needed. Because I tell y'all all the time, I was really getting tired of watching Clarissa get in the ring with unworthy opponents. It just is what it is. Hell, I'd rather watch her fight Gabrielle again. You all remember that one lady that knocked Clarissa's mouthpiece out of her mouth? Yeah, and she put Clarissa on her back pockets. I think, well, I ain't gonna say Clarissa ain't never been dropped before, but I know that was one of the times. It just is what it is. That girl was a good ass opponent for Clarissa. And I'll take it a step further. If she's still been boxing, she should be better now. They might need to look at each other again, you know? But I'd rather Clarissa Shields go to one fight a year or none versus three of these people that look like they shouldn't have never gotten the ring in the first place. I don't like that. I don't like that. And I get it. It's not a lot of women who box. And, oh well, so be it. You know, it is what it is. Cause I don't want to see nobody. I don't want to see Clarissa in the ring with nobody that look like they gonna turn their back to her and put their hands on their face. The hell? But, let me say this again. I just gotta say though, congratulations to Clarissa Shields though, because she pulled it off. One, she pulled it off. One, and then two. Clarissa got in there with a real challenger tonight. You know, and I can just, it's just something it's just, I can tell. You know, I can tell. I could tell even by the way Clarissa was talking. Like, she even said it. She said it. She said it. She said that this fight tonight was one of her toughest. And I don't think she's just talking. I don't. And I'll take it a step further. She had respect. Regardless, people say she won out of rounds. That's cool. That's cool. But she had a lot of respect for that lady. That lady was backing Carissa up a little bit. That ain't the shields that, you know, like, I can't explain it, but Carissa just, to me, she just showed respect. She showed respect. And to me, she didn't. I'm used to Clarissa doing what she want to do exactly how she want to do it. Like, even though she was controlling the fight tonight, she still wasn't doing what she wanted to do, how she wanted to do it. Like, I felt like she was showing respect for Franchon too. And I'll take it a step further. You know how sometimes people be like, well, I just be thinking boxers be like, because I was watching Terrence Crawford watch Ryan Garcia fight, and I was thinking, I wonder what Terrence be thinking. And I think boxers be thinking, like, why he not swinging, or I would have hit him right here, or I would have, ducked it, or I would have, it just is what it is. But overall, I liked what I saw from French. Like, people were saying that she seemed winded and stuff. She seemed like she had lost energy, and she did. But I like the fact that she was letting her hands go. She was. Um, Now at times that slowed up too, but overall, that girl was a real competitor. It just is what it is. She was a real competitor. I think she gave too much, too fast in her first 2 rounds. But other than that, I don't have no complaints. I say do it all over again. But I don't know. Only if you feel like you gonna whoop her. Like to do it all over again and just do better. Don't nobody want that. That's that Canelo Crawfordish. Canelo. Nobody wants to see you do better, bro. I'm sure your fans want to see you win, not necessarily do better. And I'm gonna keep it real with you. A lot of people don't think you can win Canelo. Not against Crawford. Just is what it is. Go on and try Benavidez out though. Yeah. Go and try that one out. So shout out to that. Y'all hold on. But yeah, shout out to the boxing world though, cause like I said, I feel like they finally gave Clarissa a competitor that could have whooped her ass. I feel like that lady can definitely whoop Clarissa Shields. I feel like she can. Shit, she just didn't do what it takes to do it tonight. But it's definitely some freaking potential there. It is what it is. She should have boxed, came out there and boxed Clarissa ass. She was fighting Clarissa Shields' game, and that's why she lost. All that slug festing and all of that. Nah, that's not how you beat Shields. You gotta beat Shields on the scorecard. Also, too, she should have trained a little bit harder. Now, I hate saying that because maybe she trained hard AF, but that was for her camp. And her camp can only take her so far. Eventually, people gotta know when it's time to say, you know what, I need a different camp. I need something different this time. It kind of remind me of T.O. Like T.O. definitely needed a different camp for Shakur. Now I ain't gonna say that a different camp would have helped him whoop Shakur for sure, but I think he would have did better. You know, it is what it is. Sometimes it ain't the fighter, it's the trainer. Sometimes it ain't the fighter, it's the training. And when it comes to Franchon, I definitely think her training played a big part in her performance tonight. It just is what it is, and that's not knocking them or nothing. You know, it is what it is. Shoot, they got her this far, but that's the thing, though. They gotta know when to hold and when to fold. Trainers even gotta know when to call somebody else in. Shit. It just is what it is. Like I said, the minute they got that phone call, they should have started going with other options. Like, they should have started like um weighing out their options. It just is what it is. Clarissa Shields ain't no walk in the park. You can't think you finna whoop her with no by using no damn candy camp. It is what it is. You're gonna need the best of the best. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, now she would have surprised the hell out of Clarissa Shields if she would have went and, got with a different camp. And that's what she should have did. It just is what it is. The minute she got that phone call, she just said, you know what, team? I love y'all to death, but we might need a little outside help for this one here. And it ain't nothing wrong with it. Folks got to be real with themselves. And I say that all the time. Sometimes it's not the talent, it's the team. Uh, I'm telling y'all now, right now, based off of what I saw, Franchon Cruz, she can benefit from a different team. She can. She can. I'm telling y'all now, cause shit, she tough. Oh yeah, that one there, she tough. Shit. And Clarissa Shields know it too. Clarissa knew she wasn't finna, you know what I'm saying? Man, Clarissa knew she was hitting that girl with everything but the kitchen sink. Shit. And that girl wasn't going nowhere. She wasn't going nowhere. So like I said, I'm so glad that I gave um I'm so glad that they gave Clarissa a good opponent this time. A good challenger. She needed that. But y'all hold on, give me 1 second. I'm about to place y'all on a brief hold. It's your girl Shay Renee. Don't forget to scoot up, hit the like button. I'll be right back. Yeah, so shout out to that. Child, I'm back. So shout out to that. Yeah, anyway. Oh my goodness. That's all I thought of y'all. I feel like I was telling y'all, oh, yeah. Um, yeah, I just feel like she could have did, better with some money. God, it just is what it is. It ain't no different when people be like, I'm not ugly, I'm just poor. Y'all be saying that, child. It kills me. But anyway, y'all, let's continue. So like I was saying, this was just a real big night, big weekend. A big night that I was here. I mean, a big weekend that I was here for. This was a big night for Clarissa Shields, so congratulations to her on the W. She went and got it. Now, I know a lot of us aren't surprised, um, because it just is what it is, most people aren't surprised. I feel like, if you watch Shields, then it's really not a big surprise when she goes and gets the W, but um it was really like a shift for me. You know what I'm saying? Um Tonight. Y'all, if I'm being real for real, it was like a shift. Like I gained, you know, some more respect for Shields tonight because I honestly seen her, like for the champion that she is again, you know. Oh yeah, for real. Let's talk about it. Truth is, I seen her for the athlete that she really truly is, after tonight. Um, because like I said, I feel like it was a tough fight for her. I honestly feel like French Cruz was like she was not is her name French Cruz? I know her name's French Um I just feel like she wasn't no walk in the park. It just is what it is. She not. She tough. Um, you know? And so, yeah, shout out to Shields. I finally seen, not finally, because, like, I've been knowing that Shields is, a great boxer. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. She gets busy. Um, But after her last two fights, I had got turned off a little bit. And I had started to get, you know what I'm saying, just a little annoyed with the boxing world, you know what I'm saying, a little bit because I feel like they wasn't putting worthy opponents in front of her, if that makes sense. And I'm like, just quit, like, come on now. I'm like, how many times are y'all gonna? So y'all just gonna keep putting people in front of this lady that she can beat up, like that's just, I don't know how to explain it, but that's kind of boring to me. And I'll take it a step further too. I want some of these girls that are even, okay, because remember I kept saying the minute you get the phone call, now F the phone call. F the phone call. Everybody should be training for Shields right now. Shit, let's talk about it. I don't care. Even if you 130, train for Shields. Yeah. For real. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Because one, you never know when you might go up to 160 something. Shoot. And then two, shit, the way Shields is, you never know when she might come down to 130. So just be ready. But like, no, I'm joking. I'm joking, but I'm not joking. Like for instance, um, when Shields got through fighting tonight, that man in that ring with her, he brought up two different girls. Those two girls right there, they better go to work and train it now. Do you hear me? Not then. Now. Okay, for real, both of them. I mean, I'm talking about they better go into some nasty Patrick Swayze dirty dancing training. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about now. Cause she already, you know what I'm saying? That's one. And then two, I'm telling you, man, to beat that girl, you got to be ready to beat that girl, okay? And I'm telling you now, period. It just is what it is. And I done already gave y'all the blueprint too. So shout out to that. Somebody said Franchon didn't have no power. She wasn't even in shape. Well, I'm just saying, I mean, I'm just saying, like, Franchon probably thought she was in shape. Her camp probably thought she was in shape. DT, this is what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you. That's what separates the good. The good or the best, you know, from the elite. It just is what it is. And but Franchon is tough. She could take a punch though. She definitely can take a punch. Um, but like, yeah, that's what separate. That's where the separation comes. And I keep telling y'all that, you know what I'm saying? Um, you know, you
best be ready way before the phone call come. But at least when the phone call come, and for real, like, um, but who knows? Only Franchon and her team know if, she was meeting all the um dang, I can't marks, set for her, you know? So somebody said she looked out of shape, Shit, a Franchon and her team know she was out of shape. Or, what if? What if they felt like Franchon was in good shape? She was in tip top shape. You see? Like, that's a possibility. That is a huge possibility. And that's why I keep telling you, that's why I keep telling y'all, it's a difference between um your training and your trainers and stuff like that. It just is. It is. Like, I've been paying attention to that too. Um, these boxers are seriously, they are like as good as the training that they getting, if that makes sense. So for instance, have you ever saw somebody um that you thought was really good at boxing or really good in boxing, but they didn't live up to their potential? Well, you know. Or have you ever seen somebody that you thought was really freaking good? And it's like, well, they getting some good training too, though. For instance, what's his name? I think his name is Moore. I think his name is Morris. But don't quote me. I could be wrong. But y'all know the little guy that's boxing with Mayweather right now. He like Mayweather little protege or something like that. I don't know if I think he's Mayweather's fighter, honestly, but I don't know that to be 100% true. But he is good, like really, really good already. And it's him because he's skilled. Of course, it's him because he's skilled. He out there doing it, but somebody had to teach him that. It just is what it is. Like, somebody had to teach him that. Um, and so it's the training. Shoot, um, Franchon she could have been trained to test out her win. Shoot, way better. Have way more stamina and stuff like that. But again, in order to showcase elite boxing skills, you gotta be training with the elite, And then I take it a step further though. That I also feel like some of that stuff ain't gonna come overnight. So like I said, she can train for 3 months on an elite level, but that doesn't mean that that's gonna be enough. I just feel like 3 months ain't enough time, okay, to beat Clarissa Shields. Now 3 years or something like that, oh, she gonna go crazy. she gonna go crazy. Yeah, no, truth is, cause there is potential in French, huh? I don't care how old she is. There's potential in her. So anyway, shout out to her though. Shout out to her. And that, like, yeah, you know how sometimes somebody can lose and you be like, man, but man, hold your head high, cause you did your thing. You know how the loser kind of can like do they thing. You know what I'm saying? So where you still want to give them, credit for doing their thing, or you want to tell them, man, you went out on your sword. Sometimes, like, I don't necessarily, you know, feel that way about her, but I do feel like she did her thing. It is what it is. She did. For 10 rounds, period. She held her own. Yeah, she just one of them people where I feel like, hold your head. Hold your head up. She represented herself, her team, her family, all of that well. I'll tell you that right now. She did way better than the last two people I saw fight Shields. And I'll take it a step further. To me, she did way better than a lot of people I saw that fought Shields. If I'm being real. It's just like people talking about her performance, but from what I saw, you know, she was there. She was there all night. Like, it was even a lady that was commentating the fight, and I felt like that lady was doing damn good commentating that fight, by the way, too. Do you hear me? She did good. Because I was agreeing with a lot of the stuff that she was saying, but she basically kept saying that French cannot stand in front of Clarissa Shields all night. She was saying she was saying she need to get out of the way of that, basically. And she did. She needed to. But that's what I'm saying. She did. She stood in front of that shit all night. You know what I'm saying? She didn't run from Clarissa at all. That from what I saw. Now, was there times where she could have been way more aggressive? Yes. At some point, I ain't gonna lie, at some point she started to even look like she was just like happy to be surviving. We didn't saw that before. I didn't saw that with so many different fights. It's ridiculous that now that's how let me tell you something. And shout out to Terrence Crawford too, because I never said this before. But like, listen, so I was gonna say it reminded me of Charlo. When Charlo fought Canelo, to me that's how Charlo looked. That's how he that's how he looked to me. He looked like he was happy to be surviving, and that motherfucker. And y'all remember Terrence Crawford, he was on Charlo's ass about it. He was like, no, this ain't that. He was basically like, hot man, your ass ain't doing nothing but surviving. Is you pinching this bitch at all? Like, that's kind of what Terrence Crawford was saying to Charlo. That was his reaction to the fight. And so, like, now, after Crawford went and did what he did to Canelo, now I see why he was such a tough critic on Charlo. Cause he definitely survived his fight with Canelo. You know, it just is what it is. Do I think it made him tougher? It shoulda though. It shoulda. Nothing in Charlo's weight class should be able to do nothing with him. Period. This is how I feel about it. But anyway, yeah, shout out to Fred John though, and Clarissa Shields. But I want to give a shout out to Fred John because I didn't know nothing about Fred John before this fight, nothing at all, not one thing. And like, I don't know, she just made herself memorable, rememberable. Um, she did her damn thing. It just is what it is. I feel like she did her thing. Um, Now, cause she could have did better, yeah, way better. But it was just something about her toughness that I was rocking with. I like that. I like that. And again, I do feel like with some more money, she could have did more. She could have got way more active. She could have did way more better. But it is what it is. I keep telling y'all, when y'all put these people with these money up against these brokies, that's what you gonna get. No offense. Because I hate to, but it's just how I feel about it. So anyway, y'all, let's continue. Um, Now Ryan Garcia, my goodness. I'm with Devin Haney. Like when man, listen, you ain't wrong when you're right. Devin Haney said Ryan gone on that good juice. I'm like, man, I know his daddy was probably sitting right next to him when he said that shit. But like, listen, y'all, it was funny. It was funny. And I'm like, man, I don't know. Let me just say this, Devin. Listen, ooh, and even Shakur said it. Shakur said the same thing. Shakur said, basically, he said the same thing Devin said, shit, in different words. He said, Shakur was like, that Ryan looked like the Ryan that fought Devin. And I couldn't figure out if it was some shade in that or not, but I took it like it was. I did. I took it like it was a little shady. For real. For real. Because I ain't gonna lie. Um, Ryan was in there just like overly performing. Does that make sense? Like, he made a champion look like that. Like, mm-hmm. But like I said, I agree with Shakur. It was a little Devin Haney-ish. That's why I said I agree with Devin too. Now I will say this. My show's executive producer was like, nah, maybe Ryan just in his bag right now. That's a possibility too. That's a possibility too. But now he didn't got caught doing a little something extra. So I just feel like if you look at extra, people might think extra. It just is what it is. Now, it's sad. It really is sad because Ryan is a great fighter. Ryan is a great fighter. Period. Always has been. I want anybody that's thinking about calling Ryan Garcia out to know that shit ain't gonna be no walk in the park. But I just want Ryan to like do it right, you know? Like it is what it is. Like, dude, just do it right. You know, don't be like doing that extra stuff. Cause I didn't like that. What he got caught doing with Devin Haney, I did not like that. Period. At all. Like that is so like trash of the trash to me. You know what I'm saying? You can't come in here and do this shit fair and square. Then what? Shit. He better take his ass to Planet Fitness or something, you know? Or, you know, like what Sky said, he's streaming now. Who was that? Somebody was making fun of Ryan for being a streamer. Who was that? Was that Mayweather? I forgot. Somebody was trying to make fun of Ryan for streaming, but it is what it is. Shit, Ryan was trying to get in his bag while he wasn't boxing, I feel like, but I'll take it a step further too. Ryan do a whole lot of stuff, you know, to throw people off, I feel like. And maybe that streaming shit he was running around doing just recently was to throw people off. Maybe to make people think he wasn't training, but he really is training. But who knows? Like, I just feel this way about it. Like, if Ryan gonna be boxing, I want Ryan to do it fair and square. And I take it a step further. Everybody should be doing it fair and square. Don't be coming in here with no extra shit to whoop nobody. That ain't right at all. So I'm like Devin Haney. I agree with Devin. They do need to get it on the floor. Both of them. They need to go and get back out there. Period. Let's see what it is and what it ain't for real. Like Devin Haney said, no pets. Period. Ryan need to run Devin his fair one. And that's how I feel about that. Because I see what's going on. I see what's going on. This is what's going on. Let me tell y'all what's going on for y'all that don't know. Hold on, but before I say all of that though, like this is the thing though with Ryan. Now it's to the point where it's like you just see he didn't got caught with that shit. So I think now everybody just got PTSD. He talking about Devin Haney got PTSD. Boy, we all do. The fans do too. Like fucking mean. Like it ain't just Haney. Let me tell you. Us as fans, we got it too. And for real. And I think it's everybody. Like I said, I told y'all what Shakur said. Talking about he looked like the Ryan that fought Haney. Yeah, he did. Just a little bit. He did. So my thing is, I want to see Ryan boxing, but I want Ryan to be boxing just like without nothing in his system. Because that ain't cool, like I said. And then, two, it's like, like I said, we got PTSD, so we gonna always be thinking, did he win that fair and square? We're gonna always be thinking, do he know how to hide it now? You know what I'm saying? Like, do he know how to make it undetected? Period. We're gonna be thinking that. So I don't know what he gonna do because that shit gonna follow him from here on out. Period. But anyway, like I was saying, let me tell y'all what's going on. So this is the thing that well, this how I feel about it anyway. Like back in the day, this how it used to work. Ryan is trying to fight Shakur. Cause Shakur got the bag right now. Shakur got the bag, he the person to beat. He got the purse. Okay? He got the biggest bag is with Shakur right now. Ryan want that. Plus, Ryan want to be the biggest. It just is what it is. If you ask me, Ryan is chasing Tank. It's just my personal opinion on it. He might be quiet about it right now. He might be even playing it safe. But I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care what nobody think. Ryan want a rematch. He want his get back. But again, he want to be King Ryan. And it's hard to be all of that with all of these people in your way. So it is what it is. He trying to get to Shakur right now. Devin Haney said, I'm trying to get to Shakur. Devin Haney like, you mean you want Shakur? No, I do too. But Devin Haney like, first things first, you got to look at me first before you can get to Shakur. And it should be like that. But Ryan would rather jump to Shakur to get that bag. Because back in the day, if Ryan fought Devin again and he lost to Devin, then his Shakur chances are slim. Then they're going to be trying to give Devin a Shakur fight. And that's the way it's going to go. So, like, yeah, Haney is being smart. And I take it a step further. Boxing heads, y'all need to know we don't want to see Shakur and Ryan before Shakur and Haney. We don't. I mean, Shakur and Ryan before Ryan and Haney. We don't. We want to see Haney get his get back, period. Make that happen first. Although, if I'm being real, I do want to see Shakur fight Ryan. I do. Right now, that's the fight to see. But I want to see Haney fight Ryan too. I do. I want to see him get his action. It is what it is. Somebody got to hoe up or blow up. Yeah. Child, that's what I said tonight. I said, oh my God, it's hoe up or blow up time. That little saying is so funny, child. But anyway, baby, I can't wait to see them get it on the floor. Any one of them. I do not care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Even Shakur and Haney. Haney and Ryan. Ryan and Haney. Ryan and Shakur. It's all yes, indeed. You know. So shout out to them. Shout out to them. And congratulations to Ryan on his win. Man. Yeah. I don't know. Man, I don't really have a lot of words for that. Um, Ryan is good, but that good is crazy. You know, that good is crazy, but it is what it is. Rolly crazy. I like the fact that Rolly stepped in and said what he said, but child, Rolly. Anyway, um, yeah, y'all. But anyway, it's your girl Shay Renee. I came, I saw, I conquered, I did my thing. Period. I did my big one tonight. So shout out to that. I might see y'all later on though. Period. I might. We'll see how the day go. Um, Now y'all know if something serious pop off, I'll be back. So shout out to that. Y'all know I will crank up an emergency live. I wouldn't give a for real period. Matter of fact, I don't know when the last time I done had to do one, but like that's funny. That's funny, child, because I started seeing like the hospital symbol and all kinds of stuff, child. That's how you know it's time for me to lay down. But no, for real. If I gotta crank up an emergency live, y'all know I will. Yeah. So shout out to that. Other than that, I'm chilling. But yeah, y'all, it's your girl Shay Renee. I came, I saw, I conquered. I had a funky good time with y'all. But I love sports. Y'all know that I'm a sports girl. You see, period. I can talk that talk all day. But yeah, this is episode 30. Happy Monday. I'll see y'all on my next video. Bye, y'all.